Welcome, everyone. We are continuing here in this video with module number 1. So this is the third video for module number 1, and you should be on page 25 of the instructions. And you should have your base 3 iteration up here. So it's your last name, first name, base 3. And we're going to be continuing on. So in this video, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to create the road alignment on our ground here. So we're going to place an A point near the north end. We're going to place a B point near the south end, and then a point of intersection, our PI, is going to be here in the middle towards the east side of our ground. And then we're going to create our road, which is going to have a tangent with a spiral curve spiral system in there. So the first thing we're going to do, and by the way, the road we're creating here is going to be called Seneca Drive. It's going to be a AU 80 road. 55-meter right-of-way, 4 lanes, give us our lane width. This is information we're going to use later on, but it just gives you some details here. So we're going to start first by saving our diagram as a new iteration. So we're going to go to the top corner. You're going to save as, and this, we have a brand new iteration. This one is going to be called Alignment 1. There we go, Alignment 1. We're going to save it as that. Wait till it pops up. There we go. And now we're going to place the points for our alignment here. So as you see here, the points on the control points we're going to use are, there's some letters which are, of course, referring to your student number. So I have kind of used a generic student number, but you're going to use yours. So make sure that you use yours. So when when you hand this in, your drawing is unique, because I'm going to be checking for this. So the way we do this is in the Home tab here on the top, the Create Ground Data portion of the ribbon. You're going to go to Points. We're going to create some miscellaneous points, and we're going to create them by northing and easting, right? Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to move some controls around here. And the way we do this is we're going to enter in your northing. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it one at a time. So I'm going to do my A point first here, right? So I'm entering my northing value. You're going to enter your number properly. I'm using the generic student number for mine. So yours, you won't be using the same numbers as me. And if you make a mistake here, it's okay. We can edit them later, but try and be accurate, right? So I'm going to do this. First, I enter my my northing, my A point. Oh, not entering in here. Sorry about that. There we go. I hit enter. It's asking me for my easting. Now it's asking for a label, a point description. This is point A. I'm going to enter in A and hit enter. And then for a point elevation, we're not going to enter anything in. So the default is a period. That's fine. You're just going to hit enter here. Okay. And there's our first point. You can kind of see it at the top here. It's in red. We're going to change that later on, but at least we can see where it is temporarily here, right? So I'm going to do my next point, which is going to be the PI point. I'm going to enter in 492.7712.35. I'm going to enter in the easting. The label will be PI for our point of intersection, and there we go. And you can see it's right there in the middle of our diagram there. The third point will be point B. Enter in the easting. Just double checking here. This is point B. And for the elevation, I'm just going to enter it. And there we go. And that point is near the bottom here. You can see the little red point here. I'm going to hit escape to go out there. And I am going to just close this. We're going to go back to our instructions here. And the points. Now, it says at the bottom, this in our new edition of AutoCAD, the points don't immediately appear, but in this edition, they do. It says here that they shouldn't, but they do. So we just keep moving forward here. So we're going to verify that the points have been entered correctly. So the way we do that is in Prospector here. You're going to right-click points, and then you're going to hit Edit Points, and it's going to bring up the list. If you go down to the very bottom of this list here, you can see there's 3 new points that we've entered here. There they are, A, P1, and B. This is where you can check if you've put in your numbers correct here. So I'm just going to take a moment just to double check. Now, it's easting and northing are switched, so just don't mistake that. So I'm just going to make sure. 492.802.4.554, 492.7712.345, 492.7111. I'm just double checking, and the eastings. 307.084.554, 307.292.345, 307.261.2, and there we go. And they're labeled properly here as well. So we're going to change. We're not going to close this yet. We're going to change some values still here. Okay, so we're going to move over across this. We're going to keep this so the last 3 points are showing there, and we're going to move across here to point label style. And you might have to like expand these columns. I've already done it. But you're going to go to the column that says point label style. And we're going to change it to point elevation description. So I'm going to double click the label style. I'm going to change to point elevation description. I'm going to hit OK. And it should say that there. There we go. I'm going to do that with all 3 of the points. Change that one as well. And I'm going to change it to this point. And there we have that. And we're also going to change the layers to all 3 of the points. V, Control, HCPT. So the way we do that is just going to click on the point layer. It's near the bottom. V, got to go up a little bit. Now you got to make sure you get the right one. There's a VCPT. It's not this one. It's V, Control, HCPT. This one right here. So I'm going to hit OK. There we go. To the next one. Same one. It's already selected. I'm going to go there. Over here. Same one selected. Just go over there. Now they've all been changed to a different layer. And there we have it. Now we're going to one of the points. So what we do is we're just going to go to one of the points where I'm going to right click and I'm going to go zoom to that point. And I'll do, you know what, I'll pick the one in the middle since it's kind of in the middle. I'm just going to pick the middle point, right click, and I'm going to go zoom to, and it jumps right to our PI point right here, right? Now we're going to go to our layer manager. And we have to just double check that a few layers are frozen here as well. So you'll see what happens here momentarily. So we're going to freeze vnode and vnode text. So I'm going to freeze vnode and vnode text right here. Now it disappears. It makes our points disappear here. So I'm going to close that, but we will take that. We'll fix that. Now, in this edition of AutoCAD, the points disappear here. So we are going to follow this instruction here, right, that it follows that. So you're going to go to your existing ground point group. So we're going to open up the point group here. And on existing ground, I'm going to right click and hit properties. In the information tab right on the front here, under the default style, we're going to edit the default style, this one right here, by clicking the little pencil right here. We're going to click this. It's going to open up another dialog box here, or a little window opens up. And here, we're going to make sure that both these, the marker and the label, are on layer 0. So that should do it for us. So we're going to go, the first one, layer 0 is at the very top. So I'm going to change this one to layer 0. And also this one to layer 0. There we go. We are all done. So we're going to hit OK and OK. And there we go. See how it's now changed to a blue X. That's what we wanted. And if we kind of zoom out here, all 3 of our points. So if we zoom in all the 3 points, there's our A point. Just go down. There's our PI. And towards the bottom, scrolling on the left, there's our B point right there. Okay. So we've done it. We've put our A, B, and PI points in. Now we're going to actually create the road alignment. Okay, so along the top in our home tab here, you're going to go on create design. You're going to go to alignment, and we're going to click that, and then we're going to get alignment creation tools, the very top one here. We're going to click that. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to change, first of all, the name. So the only thing that we're going to change here is where it says alignment in the beginning. We're going to call this Seneca Drive. There we have it. Now, before we close this, we are going to input our starting station value here as well. So it's going to be related to your student number again. You have to put the B spot. So for me, B on my generic station is a 1. You're going to use your station value, your student number to create this one. So my station value is going to be 21,000 to start here. Now we have 2 tabs down here, general and design criteria. So under general, we're going to do alignment label set, the bottom one here, to major, minor, and geometry points. So that's this one right here, right there. And we're still going to keep it here open here. We're going to go to design criteria. Now, remember, we are creating in this, which is on the next page here. The only thing that we're changing here, remember, our road is a UAU 80 road. So we're going to just change the starting design speed from 100. I'm going to change it to 80. Make sure this is not checked. The use criteria-based design, do not check that, okay? It has to be blank. Then we're going to hit OK. Okay. Now we have our alignment layout tools on the top here. So we're going to, on the top left here, we're going to choose curve and spiral settings here. We're going to go here, opens up a little window. And here we're going to enter in our, now you're going to enter in a radius. Now we're going to follow the instructions here. It says the radius is going to be a random number. So it's going to be 3 digits. The first digit is going to be, which it says X here. You're going to choose that number, 3, 4, 5, or 6. I'm going to choose 4 randomly. The middle one, the E, is the E value of your student number. For me and my generic number, it's 4, and then the last number is 5. So my radius, based on that criteria, is going to be 4, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're going to make sure spiral in and spiral out are both checked off there. We're going to have some spiral curves here. Now we have to put in our own A value. So how do we do that? It is a UAU 80. So what we want to do is you got to go to your document, your 006 document. And I'm going to zoom in here. And you're going to choose, we're going to go to the 80 column here, but we're going to choose a radius that's higher because my 445 isn't in the column here. We're going to go up to a higher radius. So I'm going to use the row for 500. You're just going to go in between to whatever one it is, whatever's higher. It's a 4-lane road. So if I go across here, my A value is going to be 160. You got to choose the appropriate one for yourself. So I'm going to go back here now. There we go. So it's going to be 160. And I have to change both the values, spiral in and spiral out. Oh, let's make sure we get the right number here. There we go. Okay. So let's make sure we got that. The radius you chose on the criteria on the in the document, and you have to go to your spiral parameters 006 page and choose your appropriate A value. Choose a radius that's bigger. It'll provide a longer length of spiral, and that's what we want to do here. Okay. So once we are now here, we're going to go forward. Now we're going to hit OK here. And then now we're going to go, we're going to keep this open. We're going to go here, but we're going to go tangent, tangent with curves. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to build the road. So we're going to, it says to specify a start point. So I'm going to, our start point will be the blue X at the top. Now make sure that your OSNAPs have nodes selected here, your OSNAP settings, because we want to make sure we're right on there, right? So the starting point, zoom in, will be right in the middle of that the A point. There we go. Then I'm going to zoom out. We're going to go towards that PI, the second point. Make sure that's right in the middle. Snaps to that. And then you can see the curve is wanting to draw itself. So we're just going to move down, zoom in. Now get close here. You want to make sure you get right on the X to here. There we go. And now I'm going to hit enter. And here we go. Let's zoom out and see what happened here. So if you can see the road, look at that. Our road has been built here. Lovely, right? So we have and if we zoom in, we have our station values with our important points. Now, if you can see here, this is what our last portion we're going to do here. We're just going to clean up the labeling. It's kind of like the labels, the geometry points and the station values are kind of encroaching on each other. So we want to fix that up. So I'm going to close this here. Go back to our instructions here. Now, okay, so we've done that there. Now we want to just check on the alignment here. There's 3 ways of doing that. We're going to do this before we change those labels. So what we're going to do is we're going to, you're going to choose your alignment and then just make sure you're on the green line right there, right? You're on the green line. You're going to choose that, right click, and alignment properties. A window's going to come up. We're just going to double check that everything's okay here. So what we're checking here is that your station value is the correct starting station. And the length of our road here, it should be between, I believe, 910 and 980. And I'm within those parameters, so it's all good here, right? So that's what we're checking down here. Now we're just going to fix up that labeling here. So we're just going to close this. Again, our alignment is still selected here. So on the add labels here, we're gonna add and edit some station labels. So I'm gonna go here, click the label. We're gonna add and edit some station labels. Okay. So the first one we're gonna do is those offset labels for the geometry points. We're gonna change, right? So we're gonna change the type to geometry points. And then what we're going to do is you're going to click the edit beside the geometry point label style. We're going to hit the edit up here. It's going to bring up another window. We've seen something like this before. You should go to the layout tab. Let's see. Let's make sure we are in the right set here. Layout tab, yeah. So we're going to, in the contents, we're going to change some of the contents of it here. So I'm going to click this, the contents, and then click the ellipsis on the right here. It's going to bring up this. Now we have some bunch of writing here. What we want to do is the right side where it says station value and all this extra stuff. This is the part we want to highlight and delete. We're going to go to precision. We want our precision for our geometry points to be 3 decimal places. So you're going to choose that. And you're going to click the arrow here. It should say P3 here. That says that it's correct. Okay, so we're going to hit OK here. And we're going to have a bit of an offset here as well. I believe that we're going to edit that as well. And here we're going to change the X offset to 15 millimeters. And you're going to see it's going to change our geometry points are going to be it's not going to be a mess there anymore. I believe that's the last thing we have to change in here. Right. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to hit OK. And we're going to wait. Yeah, there we go. See, our offsets are now, we can see our TS points clearly. It's been offset from our center line. And it's to 3 decimal places. That's what we want here. Okay. And now, similarly, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. Move this over. What I want to do, the last thing that we're going to do here, go to the next page, is we're just going to set those station labels. We're just going to change the size of them, make them a little bit smaller. So again, we're going to go to the same place. We're going to go to add labels, click here, edit station labels. Now we're going to do the major stations right here. We're going to again open the label style composer by hitting this button right here. It's going to bring this up. And the only thing that we're going to change is we're going to change the text height. It's 2.54 millimeters. We're just going to change it to 2. And then we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to hit OK. And if we just wait a moment, it'll become a little bit smaller. And there we go. And we're going to save our drawing at this point. Control S or hit your save to make sure we are set in our alignment 1. And if we zoom back again, we can see we have created our road alignment. This is the center line of our road. You can kind of see, right, when I highlight the road, you can see our tangent lines here, and then the spiral curve spiral that we've created on our road here. And there we have it. And that takes us to the end